What is going on, everyone? I posted a video the other day of me doing a maintenance. You guys had commented saying that I was hooking up gauges to a preventative maintenance, and it really got me thinking. I was like, you're absolutely right. It was just easier for me to hook up my gauges, but you guys are 100% right. If we can keep this uninvasive, not hooking up gauges every maintenance, we have other ways today that we can test a system, make sure everything's working perfectly fine without ever having to hook up your gauges. And again, I had just gotten away from that. I'm actually at my house right now. We're gonna go through my unit. I have not serviced mine up for the springtime yet. We're actually gonna go through my system without hooking up my gauges unless it is absolutely necessary. All that I have hooked up, my field piece hygrometer and the field piece manometer. Later on, we'll go through and we'll hook up the temperature probes and kind of just give a quick rundown. Is my system in the tolerable range, or is it gonna give me enough information to let me know, hey, yes, we might actually need to hook up our gauges, see what's going on. But let's run through this. First time starting up my system in the cooling mode this year and just go from there. But I wanted to bring you along, so I did want to show you. We have the hygrometer and we have the manometer, and then the same thing on the indoor unit. I'm gonna set a timer for about 10 minutes, and we are using the MeasureQuick app. And what you're seeing now, it's the non-invasive AC maintenance check. Even though it's showing pressures on here, that is what it is anticipating the pressure should be. Before I started the video, I went through, I did a quick reference trying to go through the whole system and went ahead and input some stuff, that way you wouldn't have to wait on me. So it is a 410A system, approximately 400 CFM per ton. My system falls between the 13 and 16 SEER category, and this is a fixed orifice. It is a piston, not a TXV. You can see our suction line and our approach is not registering because we have not hooked up our temperature sensors yet. Let's go outside. Let's hook up our temperature clamps just to our line. We still have a couple minutes left for the system to run. You can see that the suction line is not in the green. The approach is right in the middle. So looking at the superheat, since we are charging as a piston, our calculated target is 19.4 and we're at 32. And we're gonna have to add some 410A to the system. Even looking at the return air dry bulb, the wet bulb, and the supply temperatures, we're not quite in the green. We're still in the red or a little over in the blue. So let's look at our diagnostic. Low load on evaporator coil. Keep an eye on that. Caution, evaporator coil will make ice, okay? Yeah, it makes sense, we're below freezing. Sensible capacity is below 90%. Now here are the red flags. Suction line temperature out of expected range. Go ahead and click on that. So you can see here, it's suggesting if everything else is clean, then we will have to hook up our gauges. You can see that under that, the system may be undercharged with refrigerant. Okay, going back to our superheat, given everything that we have just been through, and that the system is a piston, we're gonna charge by superheat in this case. The calculated target is 18.8 and our current value is 32. So in this particular case, we are gonna have to hook up gauges because this is going to turn into a diagnostic. And one other thing that I wanted to go through on the indoor measurement side, you can see the enthalpy, the calculated airflow, and the delta T, the temperature split. Our temperature split is lower than expected. Our airflow and enthalpy is in the green right now. Everything given on this, I am going to hook up my temperature probes to verify if it is low on refrigerant, and that will clear up some of the stuff that's happening here. But let me go grab my probes, we'll check the refrigerant. The probes are hooked up, the analog dials on here, they've changed from blue to gray. Automatically, once you connect your probes, it is going to kick it out of uninvasive and turn it into invasive. With everything given, pretty confident to say that this system is low on refrigerant. I put a core removal tool on the suction line, took out the Schrader valve, have my suction probe coming out the side of the tool, my refrigerant hose hooked up directly to my tank on escape. So I've already purged refrigerant through below the line, and that way we're feeding 410A through the system. Our calculated superheat is saying that we should be about 18 degrees. We're currently at 38. So let's add some refrigerant. Let's add it slow. It's a straight cool system. So this system holds a little over 5.5 pounds. Right now, I have added 1/4 pound of 410A into the system. And you can see the superheat changing a little bit, but I am trying to keep the evaporator saturation above freezing. You can see our superheat is way lower now. I'm letting the system run as I add just a little bit of refrigerant at a time so I don't overcharge the unit. But you can see that these numbers are looking a lot more normal, what you would almost expect to see. So it took just over 1 pound of refrigerant to get this back to where MeasureQuick is saying is ideal. So you can see we actually overcharged it just a little bit. It's calculating we needed 14 degrees of superheat and we have 12.1. But that's going to be okay. It's actually still within range. There is a tolerance. In this case, yes, I did have to use gauges, but the whole point of this, every maintenance does not need to have gauges hooked up. This is something that I'm going to start doing more of, is non-invasive methods, checking systems, especially on maintenances. Unless it is an absolute necessity, then I won't jump to hooking up gauges. We have plenty of resources and tools and experience that'll tell us if the system is working or not. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and learned something from it. If you did, like this video. Also subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.